except for the ones I created myself.
And he's probably a better influence too than any of your family.
Oh yeah. I even tell my wife, he's the one person in my world that if he got angry with my wife and got mad at her and called her a name, I'd be like, well, baby, what'd you do to make him mad and call you a name? He's the only person, because he's earned that right. He saved my world more times than I could count.
Yeah, he sounds like he's really there for you. So you had this like crazy journey that's been going on, and you have when I say crazy journey, it's you were watching something on television, I think I read, and then posted something on Facebook, and then all of a sudden all these things have whirlwind for you.
Yeah, it was literally the day after the Parkland massacre. I was watching the Stoneman Douglas tragedy, and I was watching with my family, my wife, my oldest daughter, and we were talking about how could someone do that, and how could someone get to that point. And I went to the back, sat on the toilet, and wrote a Facebook post.
Wow.
And in it, I came out with, I was almost a school shooter, was the very first sentence I said. And by the time I came out, they had read it and were crying, and we talked about it, and we had a big tearful family discussion. And I thought that was it. I thought it was just for my family, and like I get those same 10 comments or whatever that everybody else does. And by the morning, it had hit a couple 100,000 likes and shares.
Wow.
And then the next day, my wife's like, you should send it to Channel 9 News, my local NBC affiliate, and because we watch them every day. And so I did, and they sent a camera crew the very next day. And that story on Channel 9 did 17 million views on Facebook. And then it just went up and blew up. And the craziest, most amazing thing happened. The response. I started getting responses from literally all over the planet of people who not just, hey, that's a cool story, but, hey, that's a cool story, and here's all the pain that ever happened to me. And here's everything that ever happened to me and all the damage that I ever went through. Because now I finally have someone I can talk to about it. And so they started sending me messages, literally from all over the planet. Pakistan, New Zealand, Australia, England, Italy, Spain, every state, literally everywhere. And so as a result of that, I figured that I should make something out of this. So I made a Facebook group called You Are Not Alone. And it's up to almost 1,700 members, and with all over the globe, including a lot of professional medical professionals and mental health professionals in various fields, and actual trauma professionals and trauma specialists. And Tiffany's a member. Very, very happy and proud to have her in. And so when people need help, they can actually get legitimate help, most likely in or near the area that they're in. And so it's become this really great self-perpetuating positivity machine that I don't like to brag, but this part I like to brag on because I'm so proud of it. The group itself the group has prevented 8 suicides, 3 attacks, and has helped 2 people get out of white nationalism.
White nationalism?
And, white supremacy, the thinking that the KKK and all that kind of stuff helped 2 people leave that and leave hate. And it's become one of the most positive, powerful things in my entire world, and I could not be more proud. It's called You Are Not Alone. It's on Facebook. Anybody listening, please go find it, and I would love to see you there.
Yeah, You Are Not Alone. And so there's a lot of things that are coming out of this. How does it feel to have everything?
It's insane.
And then, like this after you've gone through so much.
And then I did the thing that evidently is going to be the evergreen thing for me for the rest of my life, I think, because I did a TED Talk. I did the TEDx talk of I was almost a school shooter. It's only 7 minutes long. But I think either today, pretty sure might happen while I'm talking to you. It's about to cross over to 9 million views. And then it just opens up a ton of possibilities. I don't care about any possibilities for me. I don't care about any fame. I don't care about anything like that. I just want to help as many people as possible. If me talking about this somehow gives someone the ability to talk about their own problem and their own pain, then I'm going to keep on going. Because one of the hardest things for me to accept when I came out with my story is people came with me, well, that's so brave. And honestly, to me, it's not brave. And it's still hard to accept brave. Because bravery is acting in the face of fear. And one of the things about my life growing up is it beat out the ability of me to get embarrassed or be afraid of my life. I hated myself for most of my existence, more than anybody else around me could. So now I don't have it in me to be embarrassed. I just can't get embarrassed. So there wasn't any fear of coming out with my story. There wasn't any fear of any backlash, because what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to hate me? Everybody already hates me.
Right. So you're like, tell me something I don't know.
Exactly. What? You're going to tell me I'm terrible? All right, then. Thanks for playing the game. And so, but the people who have come out to me that are telling me things they've never talked about in their life, telling me stories of pain that no one has ever heard and no one ever else will hear, that is bravery. People who are talking about the ones who are fighting against themselves. There's one guy I know, he's probably going to hear this, and he loves when I mention him. He's fighting against himself, and he really wants to talk about it, and he really wants to, and he's not quite sure. One day he's going to make a big change because he does. Mm-hmm. And when that stuff happens, it's just so powerful and gratifying.
It's empowering to talk about our journey and things. That's the point of the show. It's amazing.
It is powerful and very gratifying. Most rewarding and powerful thing I've ever done. And at the same time, I did it while I also lost 200 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So,
hang on a second. Ed wants to say something.
I was wondering, I hope you don't mind me asking you this, but there was a point where you said that you contemplated this being a school shooter. And how far did you get? Did you get there in your mind? Did you start putting together how and where you were going to do it?
I had the plan fully formed out, and I had the gun in motion of getting. The only thing I was waiting for was actually getting this gun in my hand.
And I'm sure you were going to do that legally, the 3-day wait, and you told them what you were going to do with the gun and all that stuff, right?
Had nothing to do with that. Completely illegal.
Because if we take the guns away, that the bad people are not going to have them either.
Well, and to me, it's not about the guns. To me, it's about the guns, but it's about both. I think that one of the things that people get focused on one subject and the exclusion of the other. So for the gun issue, if you're a licensed gun owner and registered and trained and own what you want, you're not the person that I think that should be looked at. That should not be the issue. Should not be the licensed registered gun owner. It should be the one who is in the position I was 25 years ago. The one who's sitting in that darkness who wants to hurt himself. That's the person who we need to figure out a way to keep the gun out of that kid's hand.
Mm-hmm. You were getting it illegally, right?
I was getting it illegally, yeah. But how do I know how that guy was getting the gun? Maybe the 3-day wait because he had to wait for the 3-day wait period. Maybe that's what was happening. I don't know after the fact. But a gun law would not have stopped me. But it might have slowed it down in the first place because this was in the 90s during the assault weapons ban. Mm-hmm. So maybe that slowed it down. But the key to it is, if I had a gun, I would have been a killer. The gun would have, the instant I got that gun, I was either going to shoot the school or the small food court, depending on what time of day it was. So that was the only deciding factor of it. But if I had love in the first place, I would have never wanted the gun in the first place.
So what you're saying, you in your mind, no matter how you were going to do it, you were going to do it.
That's not true either. That's a falsehood. That people, I hear that argument too. That if you were going to do it, you would have picked another way. You would have had a bomb. You would have had a car. That's not the case. I had a plan laid out, and when that plan wasn't happening, and that plan got diverted, and that plan evaporated, my attention just got diverted into a more personal form. You can't impose logic after the fact on an illogical situation. I was an almost insane kid living in hell. And you can't look at it after the fact and say, well, what's the logical thing that someone would do? Because there wasn't any logic in my world.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how things can get so rough for somebody, but then a positive person or a light in their life can change their mind to even something so tragic that he was contemplating.
Do you think social media helps or hurts the situation now with shooters?
I think social media hurts in a drastic way. And I think that here's the way I describe that. So when I was bouncing from school to school, well, I would get bullied a lot. Okay, so I would have probably at any given school, I'd have 5 or 6 bullies who'd be bullying me. But I'd also have probably 3 or 4 kids on the other side to kind of counter-program that. They're like, no, you're cool, we're going to fight against the bullies. Okay, that's at any given school. Mm-hmm. But now, now, if you want to be a bully, you have an entire subculture that's not only going to cheer you on and how to be the best bully, but then give you all the applause that you're craving and all the positive adulation that you're craving when you're the best bully that you can be. And that turns into what I was craving the entire time. The whole thing I wanted was for someone to tell me that give me a hug and tell me that I was worth it and that I mattered. And when the person telling you that you mattered, they're telling you that you matter because you're making everybody else mad, then you want to make everybody else mad better.
Hold on, we have a caller. Before we do have a caller, let's take our second break, and we'll be back in Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hi, welcome back, and you're listening to Moments of Clarity. I'm Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And we're talking about something very, very serious, and about school shooting. And my guest today says that he's almost was a school shooter. He had a life of horrible things happening to him, and his compassion shown from a friend changed his mind from actually hurting others as well as himself. And I welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Aaron Stark.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm honored that you're here. And thank you so much for everything that you're saying. And we have a caller, so we're going to get to the caller really quick.
Patrick is first.
Hi, Patrick. Hi, welcome to Moments of Clarity. Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I just want to tell Ellen,
Aaron.
That story is, or Aaron, sorry, my bad. I was thinking Mr. Stark is the whole, what was I going to say? But, your story is incredible. And, you're close to my age. I was born in 76. But, my question is how do you think we're doing as far as identifying those issues now at school, and are we making enough opportunities open to prevent, where you guys start going down the path? Unfortunately, as I've grown older and I've looked back, I was kind of the bully in high school, which, I'm trying to make amends for now. But how do we keep those avenues open for people that need help?
I think it's a great question. Thank you. And I think that one of the biggest things, I personally think, and this is a kind of an idea that I've had, I haven't seen any school actually adopt this, but I personally want this idea to happen. There has to be like a middle ground between the counselor who has to mandate report every single infraction and the student. Because one of the things that gets afraid, especially when you're living in that kind of chaos, is that any authority that's going to come in and touch it is going to destroy everything, and you're going to end up just being a part of the system and part of the plan, and your whole world's going to get destroyed because now you're part of this counseling program, which isn't really the case.
No, it's a misconception.
It's a misperception, and if they can see that there's an accessible way to get into someone that can listen and someone that can actually give that respect a couple of the schools I bounced around to, one of the most powerful things that some of the teachers did was give me that space. Like there was one teacher